Hi, so this is the Creating Your Manifesting Blueprint for 2018 live. I promised to do. So basically, today what I want to talk about is how to go and create your 2018 manifesting blueprint. Now, what that means is right now we've got about, today is what day? Today is the 12th of December. That's right. So today is the 12th of December. We have 19 days until the end of the year. And right now is the best time for you to really think about what it is you want to create for 2018. And hi, Ying. Are you ready? Are you excited? I hope you've got your top desire written down for 2018. Hi, Iker. I'm glad you have internet access. So good. Okay, awesome. So thanks for showing up. So so basically today we're going to talk about how to go and create your 2018 top desire and how to go about manifesting it. So basically what we'll do is we will take the one top desire that you have. And hi, Aiko, and hi. So do you guys actually have your desire written down? Like, Ying, have you figured out what might be your top desire 2018? So I've got basically two for myself, two key ones. The first one is business, and the second one is for love. So basically, how we gonna go do this is still the same. Okay, Ying's like, still the same. Yes, to be free. Got it. Okay. So what we're gonna do is, I hope all of you have a piece of paper and a pen. So what we'll do is we'll take that top desire of yours and take your top desire, and we're gonna go and create that blueprint so that it's no longer like a wishy-washy, blurry image in our minds, but that it's really clear and we know exactly what we need to do in order to manifest that. Okay, so Aiko also is business and love. Great. I think we're very similar in that regard. Okay, great. So what we're going to do right now is get a piece of paper. Okay, so I'm going to go get my piece of paper. So we're going to go get a piece of paper. Okay, it's a blank piece of paper. So write down just one thing, the number one thing that you want to create. Okay, so for example, for me, it's business, right? Okay, ready. Okay, Cecilia, hi. So basically, your number one thing is business. All right, so what I want you to do is, firstly, is write down that top desire. Like, okay, so Aiko, can you work with me on this? Because I kind of worked with Ying before. I know hers very well. She's a client of mine, actually. So with your business, can you share a little bit, like, what is the goal that you would want to achieve in 2018, for example, if you're comfortable with that? Otherwise, Cecilia can share too. So just if you can just type it out, what is the one top desire you have for 2018 in terms of business? So for myself, my goal for my business is, my objective is to transform 200 people's lives. Okay, so 200, oh my God. 200 people, smiley face, if you can see, it's a really ugly smiley face. Okay, 200 people. Now, with these 200 people, what we're going to do is actually, so that's just a number, right? But it could look very faint and like very distant. Like, what exactly do you mean, like 200? How am I going to get there? Okay, Cecilia wants to get to 100K monthly profit. Good. Okay, so, okay, thanks for writing that out. This is RMB, or what currency is this? 100K a month? I know, but I just want you to spell it out for people who don't. Okay, so I've got two here. So Cecilia wants 100K monthly profit. Aiko wants long-term is to create care homes for elderly in UK where every day they live their life. Looks like 2018 to create partnership with developer. Okay, great. So Aiko, I want you to take a step back. This is speaking from my experience. Actually, before I even go into that, right, I'm gonna give you like a 2-minute download of this formula. So essentially, oftentimes in the past when I have a goal, the first thing I think about is how do I do it? But because recently, like this past year, I've spent a lot of time in spiritual modality and work, what I really found is the secret formula. And the secret formula is to not figure out how to do it, because the universe will show us the way. But the number one thing is for us to be able to clear our baggage or our mind chatter and be really in tune and in the flow with the universe so that the inspirations just come. Because right now, Aiko, you might be thinking, okay, like the first thing I need to do for 2018 is to create partnership with developer. But the thing is, like, I'll give you an example, okay? So I had a client who was in my coaching program in October. So at the time, they basically just started a JV, like a joint venture for property. And, you know, like if you use your mind to think, right, like, okay, she just started, but the thing is like her business partner previously did 16 years in property. And it took this guy 16 years to get to 1,000 properties under management. Now, if you use your mind and think, okay, so it took him 16 years to get to 1,000, maybe for us to start brand new again, maybe it'll take us like years and years before we get our first 100, 200, right? Like I guess you would think that. But yesterday or the day before she told me they actually right now got to 1,100 properties within just 3 months, 3 or 4 months. So it's kind of insane. Like the guy previously took 16 years, but now they took 3 or 4 months to just get to more than 1,000 properties. Now, how they did that is because she basically completely rewired her brain, and she now knows she's limitless, right? So right now, I know you want to create a care home, and like just have a think about the scale that you would want. And I mean, this is a adjustable goal, right, going forward. But what I want you to know is, first of all, just have okay, so elderly home. So in order for me to have an elderly home, paint that picture as specific as possible. Like, for example, Aiko, work with me, okay? So type me in the comments the interaction as I'm asking you, if that's okay with you. So elderly home, okay, have an idea of where it is in the UK? And what is the scale of this place that you want to set up, like roughly? We'll adjust all this, but like just for now, have you thought about how big is it? How many people it'll fit? Hi, Jikta. I see a bunch of people joining. If you want to just say hi. We're talking about manifesting, creating our manifestation blueprint. Okay, so Aiko, this is a brand new idea. Okay, nationwide, got it. Okay, so what you could do is this. Just have a, hi Jikta. Okay, so we're talking about manifesting top desire. So right now, if for those people who join late, hi Mark. So for those people who join late, we're talking about creating manifesting blueprint for 2018 and having that one top desire that you really want. And for some of the people, Aiko mentioned she want to create an elderly home in the UK. For some people, just want to have freedom in their mind and remove their past baggage. For some people, it's self-love. For some people, it's business, right? For myself, for example. So, okay, so Aiko want to create something they love and make their last days fulfilled. Okay, that's really, really great. So in order to do that, now let's just have a think, have a feel. So in order for you to create that, just try to have a mental image. What you need to do is to first of all, think roughly what would be that scale. And I know right now you haven't thought about the scale as a new idea, but think about this, right? So if you want to create an elderly home, if I was to go about this, I would think, okay, I don't know UK, so I'm going to say Australia, for example. So in Australia, I would say, okay, outside of Sydney, just outside of Sydney, maybe 30 kilometers away from Sydney, for example. And I would think, okay, what is that scale I would want to build? Okay, I want to impact 200 people, for example, right? So I want to impact 200 people. And then I would think, okay, where is this location is going to be? The point is to be as specific as you can about your goal. It's not just a goal in your mind, right? So, but really to actually see that mental image. Like if this elderly home right now today is the day it opens. Today is the day it opens, like, and you are right there right now. What am I seeing, right? So for myself, I love the ocean. I go to the beach every day here. So I'm like, okay, I want it to be like walking distance to the beach. So 20-minute walk to the beach, for example. I want it to be in a place where it's always good weather. So Sydney's perfect for that. I want it to be full of great staff who have the same vision. So who are the people there, right? What am I hearing these people saying to me? Like, today is so great, QI, we opened this thing. It's got we got 200 people. And then what is the facility like? Oh, we love the facility. It's really, really new, like state-of-the-art technology. And then what am I smelling, right? So if it's the opening day, then maybe if it's the opening day, then, you know, what are you smelling? Maybe there's food, maybe there's wine. I don't know if they're gonna have wine in a elderly home, but the point is, whatever it is that is your top desire, like, have a mental image in your mind that is really, really specific. So Aiko, from what I've just said, like, do you have any thoughts about that? I'll let you have a think about it while I talk to Cecilia, who talked about she wants $15K US dollars a month profit. Cecilia, I hope you're still there. Okay, so I know you want to make 15K, right? So if you want to make 15K a month US dollars profit, like, with that 15K, what does that actually represent to you? So it's never about the money. It's always about what we can do with the money. Hi, Kimberly. Have you thought about your top desire? We're talking about how to manifest how to create your manifesting blueprint for 2018. And actually, like, after today's call, like, all those people who actually stay, like, and actually do the work, I think it's going to take like 10 minutes of actual thinking and connecting to your true soul, like, to really know what it is that you want. Okay, so Cecilia says financial abundance and freedom. Okay, tell me more about that. What does that mean when you say, okay, 15K a month give you financial abundance? Like, if you have that right now, like, when you get up, what's the first thing that you do? Describe your day to me. So for example, okay, so Jikta asks, do you envision one particular thing only that represents my desire, since with bigger goals can be pretty complex? So, great question. It depends on what it is you want to create, right? Today, I'm only talking about 2018, but you can do the same for a long-term goal. And chances are your long-term goal will change because even just last year, even just last year, I was completely trying to manifest completely different things to what I want to do this moment. But what you can do is for something simple, you can just fix a picture in it. But for something more complex, like, you need to be even more specific in terms of creating that picture. So does that answer your question? I'll give you an example, Jikta. So I hope that's Jitka. Sorry, Jitka, say the wrong way. But I'll give you an example, right? So for myself, I want an oceanfront mansion, because I love the beach and the summer. So that oceanfront mansion, I'm very clear. Like, I know the exact floor plan. I know the exact color tone. I know the exact pieces of furniture I would have in it. Let me give you an example of how specific my mental image is. So I'm going to come back to all the other people who were talking about their manifesting, right? So nobody's left behind, don't worry. So when I go into my mansion, my oceanfront mansion, I open the double doors. And on the left side, like, I see the massive kitchen, there's like this bench tops because I like this, like people can stand around and have food. And the kitchen's like, you know, like quite new. I have this like exhaust fan, so when I do stir fries, it doesn't get like exploding oil everywhere, right? So, but on the right, I see a very solid like shelf that goes from the ground to the ceiling, like all the way up, because I love my books. And then in the middle, there's this dining table area. And then if you go further down, there is the space for a grand piano. Okay, so, and at the very back, then I see these like transparent doors that open, right? The sun doors or something, the folding doors. And I see the backyard. And that backyard is just massive. It's huge. And behind that is the ocean. So that actually I visualize my day, how my day goes, right? This is what my day looks like. I wake up, I see the sunrise in my bedroom, like upstairs, and then I can go meditate in my backyard. And then like I got dogs running around and all that. And then I can actually then go about my day, like my kitchen, and then hanging out with my family. And then I go work, like, and plan my day and then go work. So like I have a very specific mental image in my mind. So that's one. And then the second thing is when I have the very specific mental image, then I actually feel very, very excited. Now, the big secret in manifesting is that you have a very clear mental image in your mind, but more clearly is that you actually feel that feeling of joy and gratitude and love, and as if this thing has already come. Now, this is very not easy for most people, because reality is we all think our eyes is seeing the reality, right? Like your eyes are looking at, my eyes are looking at this pen, my eyes are looking at my surroundings. But the truth of the matter is everything in the universe is energy. And how you go about attracting all these things we're talking about is actually how to change yourself. Because it starts with you. It doesn't start with other people. It doesn't start with your circumstances. It starts with you. Because everything we want to manifest is a projection of our inside. And when we are projecting like the good stuff, for example, you're feeling positive, you're feeling love, you're feeling gratitude, then all these things will show up. So does that answer your question, Jitka? Okay, you will be my neighbor. You love, Jitka says, you'll be my neighbor, love to read, play piano, and live by the ocean. And yes, understand what I mean. Great. Focus, faith, feeling. Exactly. Perfect. Okay. So Kimberly said, I printed out my dream house, dream country, dream man, dream office, etc. Pictures stick on my wall. Great. Awesome. So excellent. Okay, so Cecilia says, okay, financial freedom means live summer in Berlin, winter in Bali, and travel around when I manage a business. Also spend time with my parents more. I think we'll be doing that together a fair bit, right? Okay, so now I want you guys to do some work now, okay? So let's just take 3 minutes. Well, you can go and fill out the rest of the pictures later, but right now I want you to take a piece of paper, 3 minutes, and write down that one line, right? In 2018, so let's just do 2018. You can do your long-term one later by yourself. But in 2018, I have. So don't say like, I will do this, but say in 2018, I have done this, right? I'll give you an example. So for myself, I will write, in 2018, I have transformed the lives of 200 people and their families. Okay, so write that first. Okay, I'll give you like 20 seconds to do that. Okay, so presume you've written already, okay? So in 2018, I've transformed the lives of 200 people. Okay, now I am going to fill out this structure so that it's very clear what that actually looks like. So don't worry about the how. Like, I think innately in our mind, we always think about like, how am I going to make it happen? Or is that even possible? Like all these judgments and thinking and fears. Like, actually, I'm curious, right? All the people watching, like, when you are thinking about this number one goal you want to manifest in 2018, like when you look at this, what's your feeling? What's your thought, immediate thought when you look at it? Let's see if anybody come back with anything. Do you feel excited? Do you feel like, holy crap, is that even possible? Do you feel like, oh, definitely it's not impossible? Or do you just feel pumped? Like, what are some of your deeper thoughts when you are looking at this? For myself, I'll be very honest, like before I do all these like transformational spiritual work, I'll be like, holy crap, like how's that even possible? Stop being crazy, right? That would be my thinking. But right now I look at this and I can tell you I have like confidence, like it'll happen, like pretty much. Like it's just a matter of like being very in tune with the universe and hear the inspirations and then go execute. That's literally how I feel right now. Because in the past, I would think like, oh my God, it's not possible and all that. Okay, so Jitka says, I believe it's possible, just have to conquer your mind and tap out feelings of past memories and fears. Yeah, exactly. Like, exactly right. So that's why like in the coaching program, I actually teach people how to exactly remove the baggage, because it's quite funny. Like I was talking to a friend of mine. She's been in personal growth trainings for a long time, like I think more than 10 years, very, very experienced person. And I was asking her about like, have you ever done any manifesting training programs and stuff, right? Like she told me she's done a few and then they've all worked. But what I realize is we still have limiting beliefs with a lot of these manifesting. Like the manifesting can work. It'll come out with certain results, which is great. But the thing is, for us to consistently vibrate at a very, very high frequency and being consistently able to manifest results, it takes something else. It takes a quantum shift where we literally can remove the baggage. Like let me ask you this, right? Do any of you have baggage that's holding you back? Like Jitta said, I have past memories and fears. Like, what is that? You don't have to talk about the details, but like, has that memory like stopped you in the past? I guess my question is, has that memory stopped you in the past? While I'm waiting for that, Kimberly says, in 2018, I will have 10 clients in Facebook ad agency. I will feel achieved and happy about myself. Okay, so if I can give you a bit of coaching on that. So when you are saying I will have, basically you are looking into the future. But what I want you to switch is actually right now is 2018, 12th December 12th, 2018, today. So you're actually looking back. You're not looking forward. You're looking back. Okay, Jitka says, lots of baggage, past failures, hurts. Okay. So Kimberly, if you can just rewrite that while I go through what Jitka's just said. So can I share a story with you guys? Very quick one about myself. Like the importance of removing the baggage, because I think oftentimes your mind might be thinking like, holy crap, I should be doing this, that, and then you get stressed out and just fretting, right? Without being able to think straight. But I want to share with you this, like actually leading up till this year, my story about life has always been life is a struggle. And I've had a lot of failures, like especially when I was working in finance, I felt like I was always attracting these like bad events. I mean, it was my own fault, but I felt like, oh, there's something wrong with me. Like I always felt like a lot of fears and there's something wrong with me. Like what am I going to do? Oh my God, this is the same thing happening over and over. Like when I first started, I felt like I attracted the global financial crisis. Can you believe it? You say so. And then, you know, I went to work for another bank. Like it just like kept on attracting these bad events, right? So until like it was a pattern where like year after year after year, like I have 5 or 6 years of this. So imagine how much garbage I've accumulated over that time, and these stories about myself. And then I thought, actually, it's not about me, but how do I let it go, right? So one day my friend was telling me like, her boyfriend did this course in the US and it changed his life. So, you know, like human beings, like we'll continue to put up with all this crap, right? All these baggage, all these fears. We'll continue to put up with it until one day you're like, I'm so sick of this shit. Sorry for swearing, but it's literally like, I'm so sick of this shit. Like, I don't want to put up with this crap anymore. Not another year, not even another day of this. I'm going to go take action. So when she told me about this course, I was like, I don't even know what the hell this course is. I would just go, I decided I'm going to do it. And then I went to one of these like seminars talking about what it is, but I already decided I'm going to do it. So that started my journey, right? But I just realized like I've done 6 years, five years of the personal growth work, but this last 1 year really quantum shifted, because what I realized was it took me 5 years to come to terms with my stories and my fears, my inadequacies. My fear, okay, it's so painful, but I'm going to share with you guys because right now I'm very over it. So my story is, so they teach us, right, there's 2 lines, there's 2 sentences we keep on repeating about ourselves. That is a computer programming. It's a virus that keep on looping itself, and it's going to destroy your life, or it just makes you unhappy unless you remove it. Okay, so these 2 lines is I am and I am not. So it took me forever. Like in that class, I remember like I was like, I am, I'm not, like what is it? Like and then I realized I am invisible and I am not loved. Okay, so my story, I am invisible, I am not loved. Okay, I am saying this with a smile, but just imagine, I think I detected this maybe 4 years ago. Okay, I detected this pattern, this programming 4 years ago, but it took me like this whole year of spiritual stuff to really wash it away. Like it's sometimes we can, our mind level, we can detect it, but then how do you remove it? Like this, literally this year, it took me a lot of meditation and breathing work to get to the root of it. Then energetically, I can remove it. So very quickly share this other story with you is how did I remove it? It's something crazy. But first, before I even say that, I want to talk about the impact it's had on me. So the impact it's had on me was I've wanted to do coaching for 6 years. I've wanted to be like a motivational speaker, go help people 6 years ago, but I was held back by that, like I'm invisible, like I'm not good enough, like I don't have anything to contribute to the world, like all that. And so I kept on procrastinating, and with this story, like I'm not Tony Robbins, like all that. But until this year, like literally that was 2 months ago, and I really set the intention. And I really set the intention, right? I really set the intention, and I know that's why we're doing this session today, is I want you guys to set the intention and create that blueprint for you. So I set the intention, I was like, I'm going to be free. I'm going to be free of this freaking programming, and I'm going to be like free, and I'm worth it. So that's literally what I said to myself. I wrote it down. I am worth it, I am free, and I actually wrote down the detailed specifics, right? So I wrote down like my coaching program, I'm helping so many people, and people are emailing me, people are sending me messages, people are smiling to me on these calls, right? I can literally see their faces. And then I feel so excited, like literally when I was writing all these down, I feel so excited, and I read it out to myself. I was reading out like, oh, people are emailing me, messaging me, sending me comments, like, and every day I'm getting these messages, and people are really excited, and people are like crying, and I'm crying, and all these stuff, right? And I said, thank you, thank you, thank you. So when I read it out, this became real for me. So So then what happened was literally, I think 4 days later that day, like after I wrote this intention that I'm worth it, like I'm free, I'm gonna go. So 4 days later, I suddenly like had one of these like inspirational moments, right? I was like, okay, I remember when I was growing up, like my mom told me there was a older sibling before me, but somehow that sibling didn't get to live. So I went to ask them. I went to ask my parents. I was like, hey, do you guys like ever think what if you gave birth to the other kid and not me? Like what would have happened, right? And then my dad said something that blew my mind off. My dad said, actually, you're the oldest kid, and after you, there's 2 other kids. So there was no one before you, but you're the oldest one. There's 2 after you. And that hit me like an atomic bomb. Why? Is that means energetically that explains why I always feel guilty. Because I always feel like I don't live up to my parents' expectation. I fail them. Like, I don't even know why. Like, I feel like, okay, I've done well, but somehow I always self-sabotage so that I keep on attracting like shitty stuff, right? Like, but I was like, energetically now that makes sense. Because, why? Because I feel guilty. I took 2 other people's spots. Because of the one-child policy in China, like after giving birth to me, like, my mom had to, abort the other 2 kids. So innately, I feel so much guilt. And when I meditate, even I would think like, I'm sorry, it should have been you. And then in my mind, I'm thinking like, who am I saying sorry to? Like, why am I saying sorry? Like, I haven't done anything, right? So that moment when I realized that, I was like, holy shit, my mind is being blown. Because why? Because even at the mind level, I didn't know, like there's these 2 people, but energetically, there's this something tying me back all these years, right? So I've been talking all this time, but I want to ask all the people who are here, right? Jitka, Cecilia, Ying, like whoever is watching right now, do you guys see from what I share, do you reckon you might have some of the hidden things you don't know about that's tying you down? I feel really funny with these Facebook Lives. It always feels like I'm having a monologue with myself. But anyway, and the internet's a bit choppy. But so what I'm trying to say is what's really important is before we can go and create that picture in our minds. But what's even more important, the number one thing I think people should do is actually go and detect what is the baggage that's holding you back. At the same time, when you are creating this very clear mental picture in your mind. Because otherwise what would happen is you would get to a certain level. You will get to a certain level of success, right? Like the new goals you wanted to achieve. But then the thing is, your mind would tell you, but hey, that's not quite the level you should be at. So it'll try to pull you back down. That's why like, yeah, like this is quite important. Anyway, I'll talk about how potentially I'm going to give you a free tool that helps you do that. Okay. So going back to the manifesting, sorry, I kind of diverge a little bit, but going back to the manifesting. So Kim, okay, if you're still here, let's work with your 10 clients in Facebook ad agency, right? So let's be more specific about it. So if you have 10 clients in your agency, what does that mean for you? Like how much income are you pulling in with this? And what are you going to do with this income? I feel a bit insecure waiting for these answers. I was like, is there anybody out there? Anybody still out here? I see still some people here. Who's still here? Can you say hi? I kind of want to help you guys create that. And I don't know if whoever is still here, I want to help you create your... Okay, so who still want to create their manifesting blueprint, and have me help you create a full, actual, clear blueprint? Please type in the box yes. The first couple of people I will help you create that right now in the next 10 minutes. So go for it. Go crazy. So while I wait for whoever wants to, okay, nobody want me to create it. So should I just go now? Okay, I'll share with you how crazy powerful this is. Okay, so basically I had a call. So I can't say this is, okay, so, all right, Kimberly says, yes, scare of judgment, not delivering good results for clients, not moving on from failures. Okay, so it sounds like do you have a pattern of fearing failure? It sounds like it. Sounds like it. So, okay, so stick till the end, yeah? I'm going to give you a link to my webinar, and then at the end of that webinar, you can download a Violet Flame meditation that's going to just blow your mind and remove your baggage and stuff, okay? So my client Debbie used it to quit smoking after 10 years in 7 days. So if she can quit smoking in 7 days, I'm sure it'll help you a lot, okay, as well. So are you excited? Do you want that? Who wants that meditation to remove their baggage? Okay, so I want to talk about how powerful this creation thing is very quickly. So I was on a call with a client couple of days ago, and we were talking about what's the number one thing important to you. And what she said was love. So she want to have a soulmate, like she not just, just get married. That's really boring, but really have soulmate coming up. So what she said, and I want you guys to think as I'm talking, is how are you gonna, write out your blueprint? So basically, okay, what happened was she said, I found my Mr. Right. Okay, so I said, when you have your Mr. Right, what does your day start with on the weekend, right? So she says, okay, we will go hiking. I'll make him breakfast, and then we will go hiking. So I said, okay, so where are you hiking, right? Is it in Hong Kong? Where are you hiking? And she says, I'm hiking on this particular, well-known track. Okay, so I said, so how long does it take you to go up to that track? 90 minutes to get to the peak, like a famous tourist spot. Okay, so when you get to the peak, what happens? What happens is she basically, she says, we're going to go to this coffee shop, something like Starbucks. Okay, so what do you order? She says, I order hot chocolate. And what does he order? He orders coffee. Okay, great. So after that, what do you guys talk about? How do you interact, right? So she described this entire interaction between the two of them. And also talks about when I'm walking, when I'm using her language, but when I'm walking with him, we're holding hands, this way that we're interacting makes me feel safe. And also we can connect, we can talk about music, we can talk about arts, but not just saying it, but literally actually envisaging these conversations in her mind. And then so you kind of get the picture of where I'm going with this, right? So be very specific and be very solid, have that concrete image in your mind. Yeah, okay, so sorry, I'm going to address the comments in a little bit. So as she then creates this mental image, then what happens is I said, so how do you feel, right? It took a while. I kind of led her to do some deep breathing. In fact, I will share with you maybe on another Facebook Live. This one's getting long, but I will share with you how exactly to get to that state of mind, right? So basically, okay, right now let's just take a deep breath. since you're on the call as well, might as well do this. Okay, so I'm gonna put this down. So put down all your stuff. If you're standing, please sit down if possible. If you're sitting in an uncomfortable position, please get yourself in a comfortable position. So, wow, I'm giving out a lot of value. I hope you guys get this. Okay, I hope you guys like this. So just sit up straight and have your back straight. But oh my God. And really just loosen your, your face, your muscles, your shoulders, whatever it is that you can put your intention to just loosen up, okay? And if your legs are crossed, please uncross them, because when your legs are crossed, your heart chakra is being closed, okay? And we don't want that. We want open heart chakras. So okay, so, and make sure your jaw is not like clenched together, because then energy doesn't flow. Okay, so all right, so let's just take, I'm just going to show you 3 deep breaths and see how your mind is. Okay, so as you're breathing, so everything, all the breathing is done through your nose, in and out. Okay, so as you breathe in, just, if you can, put your both hands on your stomach. You can't see my stomach, but do that for yourself. So this will actually slow down your breathing and slow down your mind. So it's very, very powerful. Let's try it. So take a deep breath in through your nose. So, and as you do it, let this air go all the way down through your heart, through your chest, through your stomach, go down to the pit of your stomach. And you will feel, if your hands are on it, don't press very hard on it. Just let your hands relax and let your stomach gently expand a little bit, okay, as you're breathing. So the air goes all the way in. And as you breathe out, just gently kind of suck in your stomach a little bit and let the air come out. So let's do that one more time. So close your eyes if you can. You don't have to look at me. Just feel. So breathing. Let the air go all the way into the pit of your stomach. And just breathe out. Let's do one more time. Let's do one more time. Breathing. Let as much air in through your nostril as possible. And breathe out. Now just put your hand on your heart. Here. And let's just take 2 more breaths. Breathing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to help you call the power of love into your heart. Okay, now just focus your intention, focus your mind on your crown chakra, which is the top of your head. Just focus on that and let that head relax. As you do that, just keep on breathing through your nose. Now just focus on your face. Just have a gentle smile and relax your face. Now let's focus on our neck and relax your neck. Now let's relax on our shoulders. And really take this moment to acknowledge yourself. To acknowledge yourself for the pain you have suffered, for the burden you have shouldered. And really acknowledge yourself for being out here right now. Just relax your shoulders completely. Just focus on your heart. Yes, the real driving engine where your soul is. And I want you to take a deep breath in. Just really acknowledge yourself. And just take a moment and set aside all those fears, blame, any guilt, any judgments, any not good enough. And just take a moment and take my word for it. That you deserve love. Now continue to breathe and let your chest relax. Now let your stomach relax. Relax your groin. And just really breathe into that. Relax your thighs. Relax your knees. Just take a moment to feel your knees. So much of our guilt and blame and feeling of lack of self-worth is stored in our knees, joints. So really just feel that compassion for your knees, for yourself. Now just Focus on your calves and relax your calves. Continue to breathe. And relax your feet. Okay, now I want you to set an intention. And in your mind, say that one sentence, which is your top desire. Say it in your mind. But don't say it in the sense of, I will have done something. But that in 2018, I have done this. In 2018, I have transformed the lives of at least 200 people. And really create that mental image in your mind. That top desire is real already right now. What does that picture look like in your mind? Okay. So that's your desire. Now I'm going to help you inject the power of love into that picture. Okay. Just right before that, I want to fill up the mental movie for you even further. Okay, let's just take a moment. So take another deep breath in. Right now in your mind, you have already achieved your top desire for 2018. What do you see right now? Are you sharing this news with somebody you love? What are you wearing this day that you are celebrating? Look at your surrounding. Where are you? What are some details? What's on the wall in front of you? What do you see when you turn your head to the left or right? What's behind you when you turn around? So now that you can see very clearly, what do you hear? Is there somebody standing with you? What are you guys saying to each other? Are you saying, hey, I'm so excited, I just did this, what I wanted to do for 2018? Are they congratulating you? Are they laughing with you? Are they shouting with you? What do you smell? Maybe there's some food in the kitchen. Something baking in the oven. Maybe you smell wine. Maybe you're in the park. You smell flowers. Or maybe the salt in the air because you're next to the ocean. Now, what do you taste? Remember to keep breathing as you do this. What are you tasting? Are you drinking wine? Are you having cheese? Are you eating the restaurant you've always wanted to go and having this amazing degustation menu? Finally, your sense of touch. So you already see what you're wearing. So can you feel the texture of that fabric on your skin? Is it silk? Is it very slippery? Or is it something more coarse? Is your hand holding something? Or are you giving somebody a hug? Just remember that sense of touch and the warmth they're giving you. So hopefully you've got this very vivid movie in your mind right now. And what I want you to do is take a second and just take a mental snapshot of this movie with your hand still pressed against your heart, so that you're going to recall this movie out anytime you want because it's stored in your heart. Now take another deep breath in through your nose all the way down to the pit of your stomach. Now you're ready to inject love into that. I want you to know this. Love is the most powerful force in the universe. And when you want to manifest, you need the power of love at all times. So now I'm going to show you how to call the power of love to you any moment you want. So I want you in your mind to say this, or shout out loud if there's no one around you. Say, yes, I'm ready to call love at any time. Do it now. Do it now. Yes, I'm ready to call love at any time. Take another deep breath in. Now in your mind, visualize the face of the person you love the most in the world. See this face clearly. What is this person's facial expression like? And just take a moment to recall all the happy memories, all the conversations, all the hugs you've given them, they've given you. All the happy memories you've had. And let that feeling of love fill your heart. And as you do this, say thank you. Say thank you to them. They really mean it. For every little gesture they've done for you. For the support they've given you. For the lessons they've taught you. Maybe even the moments they've got you all worked up. Still thank them for that. And just really feel your heart as you do this. And feel that gratitude you have for them. Almost like visualizing your heart as a golden globe. It's getting filled up and up and up and up. Your heart is filling with shiny golden liquid light. It's glowing brighter and brighter. Just continue breathing and feel that love for that person. I just took a second to tune into the energy of the people on the line right now. And I feel a strong sense of lack of self-worth, self-love. So while with that strong love in your heart, I want you to project that intention to be free and to love yourself so much that you are utterly, completely free. And joy and abundant. And just really project that intention that all the past fears, energetic ties to your past, the traumas, anxieties, fears, all be gone. And you are literally a clean slate. Take another deep breath in. I want you to remember this feeling of love, of freedom, of gratitude. Filling up your heart. And just be with it for a moment. Say thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Take one more deep breath. I'm going to count from 5 back to 0. And after 0, I want you to slowly come back and open your eyes and clap your hands. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. 0. Just clap your hands, open your eyes whenever you're ready. Who is still here with me? You type in the comments. That was pretty insane because I could feel really connected to my heart, and literally just tears just come out without me having to force it. It just comes out. And why this is very powerful, I hope people got something out of it, whoever is still here. But what I want to say is this is an extremely powerful exercise to connect to your heart. And when we are connected to our heart, like things become effortless because we can literally go manifest. And why there was a component where you inject love is because love is the most powerful vibration, like the highest frequency. And when you are vibrating at the frequency of love, then all these manifesting becomes very effortless. So, yeah. So anyway, so hopefully people have come away from today with a very clear blueprint of what it is they want to go manifest in 2018, and knowing exactly what you need to do to manifest that. But one really important thing I want to say is the two parts I've taught you is important, but there's actually a step you need to do before that, which is detecting and removing your baggage. And that to me is almost like the most important thing. So before you do anything else, remove the baggage, because otherwise, even if you manifest that stuff, it's a bit challenging to do it rather than like coming from a clean slate, right? Because you're kind of being tied down by all these other rubbish and from the past and stuff. So for those of you who are interested, I have I'm giving out a free tour, the Violet Flame Meditation. And what you need to do is basically, I'm going to type the link here. What you need to do is go to this link. Okay, so it's Miracle63. So it's miracle63.com/webinar. Okay, so what you need to do is it's a free webinar. All you need to do is register for the webinar. Listen to the webinar where I talk about actually the formula of how you actually can become a manifesting machine. Literally like one after the other. Like I had some crazy ones recently where I was literally really terrible with tech, right? I wanted to put out my work like very quickly. I was like, oh man, I'm so stuck. But I was like, I don't want to be, it's kind of freaky because like literally 2 days ago, I was writing in this book. I was like, okay, I don't want to be tied down by tech. Like I want to outsource this. Like I want to do it fast. And then literally yesterday, 2 people showed up that helped me to do it very quickly. So I got stuff done within an hour. Otherwise, I probably spent 2 days on it. So like literally is how to set yourself free is really important. That's number one thing. Set yourself free and then clean the baggage. And then you can then go use the stuff I teach. So anyway, so this webinar it's free. There's no obligation attached, but at the end of it, I give you a free meditation that helps you clean your baggage. So does anybody have any feedback for me in terms of like how was that meditation for you? Anybody? Oh, I think my link did my link show up? I can't really see. Internet's kind of weird today. Miracle63.com /webinar. Okay. Anyway, I'm going to put it in the description of this anyway. Okay, so that's it from me today. Wow, this is the longest Facebook Live I've ever done. But yeah, if people have any comments, any questions, just leave it here with me. And then maybe I'll address it, do another live or something. Okay, that's it. I love you. Go and create. Okay.